Welcome to Determined Women of Destiny, powered by Rude Rangers Entertainment. I am your host, Yvonne the Motivator Man, and this is the show that gives you the business, the good, the bad, and the beautiful of female entrepreneurship, providing business empowerment through inspiration. There's a hot new skincare line called Skintimacy Cosmetics. It is designed to conquer skin disorders, and I have with me the CEO and developer of that cosmetic line with me. Welcome to the show, Jania. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, thank you. Tell us a little bit about you and a whole lot about skin intimacy.
Okay, yes, ma'am. With myself, I am 26 years old. My husband and I are Panama City, Florida natives. We're currently residing in Virginia Beach because my husband is active duty military, and which will soon be getting relocated to Japan. So we have some really exciting things to look forward to. Um, Now that I'm at home, I'm a cosmetology student as well. So in the meantime, I've had some time to do a lot of research, and Skintimacy kind of fell into my lap. I work at a dermatology office as the cosmetic coordinator for that location. And of course, all day we see is skin. So all day I see skin disorders. And most of the time I see the disorders before there is a resolution. So me seeing many moms come in with children who have skin disorders, or such as myself, I have a 2-year-old who has eczema. So of course I kind of always look to see what other moms were doing, or to see what ways or what avenues they were taking to help their children find some type of relief. And most of them, just like me, were prescribed topical steroids. Um, and I didn't really want to have to give him steroids. So I kind of started to do some research into some holistic things, such as what type of butters and oils and essential oils we can use to help treat our skin. And that's how Skintimacy came about. I started to try things here at home, such as getting shea butters and mixing oils and seeing what would go best for his specific skin type versus mine, which is just normal. And that's how I kind of created my body butter. So that's really how Skintimacy came about. And I know that God really placed that on the inside of me for me to be able to do. And working with those doctors, I was able to really get a lot of good information as to what really can help us and how to help heal our skin.
And you said you're a cosmetology student. Welcome. I'm a master cosmetologist. So,
Ooh,
hey,
that
we
is
got to
awesome.
we got to stick together, girl,
Yes,
and
we
make
do. That is
and
awesome.
and make this world beautiful.
Yes, we help it go around. We're not doctors, but we do treat a lot of things. So that's awesome.
Yes, yes, we do. And I love the name Skin Intimacy. It lets you know that, your skin is something really important. It's an intimate relationship. Like you've got to like date your skin to make sure that,
Yes.
it's clear. Cause I know I have eczema and I have it on my face. And a lot of people say, well, I don't ever see that. Right. Because I date my skin. I
That's
make
right.
sure every morning we have a date and every night we have a date so that our
Yes.
relationship will flourish. You better believe it. Let me know what is in the products that makes them so special.
I would have to say that there are two things that I really use for my products that I kind of hold fast to. And I say they're kind of like my secret weapon. I use chamomile flowers. And chamomile came about really back. A lot of Egyptians use chamomile for their skin. So they would soak in different fragrances and different flowers and do herbal baths. And those things really help to kind of alleviate their skin of a lot of issues. And chamomile is one of the most powerful ones, but it's a really pretty flower that you wouldn't think would really pack a lot of power, but it does. And then I also decided to use calendula flowers, which are also known as marigolds. And the two of them together help provide this really sweet honey aroma. So it leaves a very nice scent on the skin. It's not anything extremely powerful. I originally started out using extracts and it was a little too strong. It was a little too harsh. So I kind of started to do some more research, and that's how I came about using the flowers. So I use those and I infuse my oils with them. And from there, I place those oils in most of all products that I sell besides the toner.
So chamomile and calendula, did I say it right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, those are two herbs that are soothing for the skin. Is that what you're telling us?
Yes, ma'am. Those are two flowers just out of many of the ones that we can use because there are so many. The list goes on and on. But those two, out of the research that I did, they really cater to eczema prone or psoriasis prone skin or anyone who has sensitive skin. Those flowers are a really good basis to start. So you could go into deeper things. You can get other flowers and other herbs, but these are specifically catered to people who struggle with eczema or someone like my 2-year-old who you don't want to use a steroid on and you want to use something a little bit more gentler. That's the way to go.
Okay, so these are flowers. Are you
Yes,
growing them in
ma'am.
your backyard?
I am not. I might need to. That might save me some money, but no, I'm not.
So you're purchasing them.
Yes, ma'am.
So they're dried when they come to you.
They are, yes, ma'am. They handpick them, they dry them, but they're not dried past the point of where they no longer have any nutritional value. They just dried out just a little bit. And I've actually looked into how to do it for my home, but I don't have a green thumb, so I think it won't be good if I do that because they may not go very well.
Okay, I know that was a crazy question, but you said flowers, so I'm like seeing like this one whole room with all these pots in it, with a overhead hot light.
I may get to that point. I'm not sure, but I do purchase them and they send them and they come dried already.
Your packaging also is really nice.
Thank you.
It's very clean. It's very bright. It's not overly, cluttered with words or pictures and stuff. And I like that because you're not taken by what you see. You're looking to get inside the bottle to get what the bottle has. So I commend you for your packaging. It is
Thank you.
really nice and very professional. And you said the motivation behind making these products is because you work in a dermatologist's office. You see a lot of different skin issues, and plus your son has eczema. So, what keeps you motivated when the times come? Well, maybe sales are low, or you're just feeling in a slump.
I would say my motivation is I have an end goal, and I'm always like, okay, if I can get one product in one house, that would help a family. Because I know that there are so many, just working at the doctor's office, there are so many people that come in and their eczema is completely out of control. Sometimes where depending on the time of year, you may not have any flare-ups at all. And randomly the seasons may change or the times may change, or you may have eaten something and then all of a sudden it is completely out of control. You can't get it to calm down. You don't know what to use. So I would think my motivation is just knowing that I'm getting to a place that I am going to be able to help families. I'm going to be able to help moms like me who didn't really know which way to go, or even dads, who have children, or someone who's suffering with eczema, to know that I'll help to bring a resolution. It helps me to stay motivated. And then when I get in there and start to make the product, I just kind of zone out and it kind of puts me in this happy place. So that motivates me to know that at some point that product will be in a home helping someone else.
When you talked about flare-ups, and sometimes you may not have any, and then it could be change of season. I always know when it's a change of season. I have a patch on my arm that will just get really dark, really itchy. And that's when I know I have to go to my dermatologist. I have to go and get that cream that I put on my face. And people laugh, and I'm like, no, okay, fall's coming. And they're like, Yvonne, we out here. It's 85 degrees. We sweating. I'm like, listen,
My
it's gonna
skin
get
knows
cold
it.
soon. Because that's right, because that patch just came on. And let me call my doctor so I can get that appointment so I don't, run around here scratching my face until I get one. What is the most enjoyable thing about your work? I know you said you want to help mothers, you want other people, you want to make an impact. Ex- Explain that a little bit more for me.
I would say The most important thing, or what I truly enjoy about it, is just when I get in there and I'm starting to make the product, just to see how it starts out. So most of everything I'm starting with is a solid. The shea butter is solid. The oils are the only thing that's loose. But you have the flowers, you have your shea butter, you have some other things. Some people may add like arrowroot or different things into their product, but to see that it starts from a solid and it has to go through its transformation. So it gets melted down and you're infusing different things and you're adding different things into it. So the entire process of kind of see how it goes through a transformation for it to end up to a whipped body butter, or for it to end up as the Glow Girl serum, that makes me happy, just kind of seeing that transformation. And maybe that's the cosmetologist in me, because you start with the client one way and you end
That's
with
right.
them one way.
Mhm.
So I think it's the process and it's the transformation that kind of makes me happy, being able to see it go through its full process. And once it get to that end result, sometimes it doesn't always end how I want it to, and I have to go back in and do something else. But to know that I'm able to put my hands to it, and to know that my hands are skilled to do what I'm doing, it really gets me excited.
Living in your gift, and I say living in your gift instead of living with your gift, because you're living in your gift. You're living in it. You have been chosen, and you know that to do this because your passion just comes out totally. When we come back from break, I want to discuss your products and which one is in the most demand. You've been listening to Determined Women of Destiny. I'll be right back.
How you guys doing? This is Chef Mark Bynum Concepts with another holiday food eating tip. To stay healthy and to not put on so many pounds, it's really about your portions. It's really about your portion size. And if you're going to be making enough food, then make just enough food. Remember, it's okay to run out. It's okay for somebody to be scraping the bottom of the pan, and that means that if it's in an aluminum, it can go in the garbage and you don't have to worry about to-go containers and leftovers where you're going to eat more. So think about that. Think about making less food so there's not a lot left over. And if there is some left over, you could buy some spring roll wrappers, take some turkey, some macaroni and cheese, some collard greens, and put it in a spring roll wrapper, put it in the freezer, and you can have Thanksgiving dinner for a couple of nights. Thanks for taking the time for that tip. Chef Mark Bynum Concepts. You guys have a great one.
Hey, good people, welcome back to Determined Women of Destiny. I am here with Jania, and she is the CEO and developer of Skintimacy Cosmetics. We were discussing how she came to develop these products and her passion for it. Jania, what is the most demanded product that you have right now in your line?
I would have to say that my whipped body souffles are most popular. And I think it has a lot to do with us transitioning into fall. A lot of people really want to see their skin moisturize. A lot of people really want to know that their skin is holding and retaining moisture and looks smooth and feels smooth and smells good. So I think that is probably my most popular product right now.
Tell us a little bit more about your other products because I saw the body butter, and that's what really drew me in. Uh, I was like, "Ooh, I can rub up," you know, because us girls, we like that. We want to put something on. We want it to smell good. We want it to make us soft. That makes us feel pretty.
It does, absolutely.
You were talking about the Glow Girl. Tell me about the Glow Girl.
Oh,
Yes,
I love
girl.
Glow Girl. She's sassy. I love Glow Girl. So Glow Girl is an oil-based or essential oil-based product. Glow Girl really started with me kind of playing around with certain oils, trying to see what would work best with one another. And I tried one out and I gave it to my best friend. I was like, here, you got to try it. And I wasn't completely happy with it. The scent was kind of off. I tried to put a fragrance over it. It didn't work well. But then I started over again and I kind of furthered my research. And that's when I came with Glow Girl. So Glow Girl is also infused with chamomile and calendula, so it has a lot of healing properties to it. But it also does provide a glow. It helps to get rid of hyperpigmentation or any discoloration, and it has a little bit of vitamin C in there. So I typically recommend for people who purchase to use it at night. Unless if you're going to use it in the daytime, you really would probably need to follow it with a sunscreen, because vitamin C, it does kind of leave your skin a little open. So Glow Girl just does exactly what it says. It helps you to glow, and over time, it just gets rid of those areas that you were that you were concerned about. It kind of helps to fade everything and even everything out, and really give you that summer glow, but in the fall time.
So is this a serum or is this
It
a cream?
is.
Oh, it's a
It's a
serum.
serum. Yes, ma'am. It's
Oh,
an oil
okay.
base. It's like an essential oil based serum.
So I would cleanse my face with your cleanser. What's the cleanser?
I have not made a cleanser yet, but it's funny you say that, because I'm actually in the works of doing more research for cleansers and really seeing what cleansers work best. So that'll be coming very soon. But you're right, you would cleanse your skin first. And once you have cleansed your skin, you would go in with a toner, which is my Mist Me toner. So I have that available as well, just to help balance your pH, your skin's pH balance back, your level back out, after you've washed your face. And then you'll go in with the Glow Girl serum right before you go to bed, maybe just 2 to 3 drops. You don't need a whole lot. And then you'll be able to go to bed from there. And if you used it in the morning, like you said, you would wash your face, you'll tone your skin, put on your serum, and use a little bit of sunscreen.
Girl, you have done your research. I'm going to
I
tell
have.
you. You sound like you fell all in the books. And you came out with, voila, this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful product. Oh my goodness. What have you learned the most through this journey of being a female entrepreneur?
It's all trial and error. It comes by you have to apply yourself first. You can't just start a business without the research, or just start a business because you feel led to do it, or starting a business because you see other people doing it. But finding what you're most passionate about, that'll help you to do the research. If you're passionate about it, if there's something pushing you to do it, and once you start to do the research, everything else just kind of comes by trial and error. It's not an overnight business. Some days you may not have any sales, and you still have to be persistent in that. And then some days you might have a few sales come in, but it's all trial and error. So some products you might make and have to throw out because you didn't like it. And it's kind of something you have to charge for the game. But I would say trial and error is the biggest thing that I've learned.
I am sitting over here jumping for joy. Really, because I speak to a lot of women starting their business, and just because they feel it hit rock bottom, they let it go. Well, why aren't you doing such and such? Well, I tried it and it just didn't work. You didn't even give it a year.
Try it again.
you know, you got to stay persistent. You got to keep plugging at it until you get it right. Listen, I rebranded 3 times already, and I'm getting ready to rebrand this show again. People will say, well, every time I listen, it sounds like you have a new intro. I'm going to keep doing the intro until I get that intro right.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is an overnight success. It is not for the weak at heart or spirit. When you decide, especially female entrepreneurship, because business technically is the old boys game.
Yes.
And when you're a female, you're really trying your best to break through what men have established, and a lot of times they don't respect you as an entrepreneur. And also, when you're going for your business loans and stuff like that, a lot of times they don't respect that your skincare line can do everything that you're showing in your prospectus.
Right.
And they'll come back and say, well, everybody's doing skincare. Absolutely.
Yep, they sure are.
They're right. And we have
are.
a plethora of things to choose from. I'm not worried about everybody else's. I'm worried about mine right here. Because what God has for me, God has for me. And what God has for you, God has for you.
That's right.
And you do not have to worry about skin intimacy. It's going to sell its absolute self.
Yes, thank you.
Now, a lot of times in business, we have a lot of misconceptions. And like one of them is, you'll be an overnight success, and that's not going to happen. What are some of the other misconceptions that you had to face once you got into business and you like, yo, really? Word? That's the way it is? Because I know I went through that, and I just, sometimes it's mind blowing when I
Yes.
meet people or I learn something new and I'm like, really? But really, really? So yeah, because the misconception is when you're a speaker, all you gotta do is just get up there and run your mouth. No, you have to
True.
run your mouth with something that people want to hear.
That's right.
And being a motivational speaker, I can't leave a microphone without people getting something from me.
Right.
So I know that's a misconception for me. What has been a misconception for you?
I would say a misconception is support. I think a lot of people believe when they start a business, they have friends, they have family, and they just know people are going to support. And sometimes you have to be consistent with or without it. Not saying that family or anyone has not supported me, but I think that's something that I've seen over time where a lot of people are like, well, I started a business. No one's supporting me. No one is reposting my post on Facebook. No one will go and click on my website or share my link on their page. And I think that's something that we tend to kind of get mixed up, that we just expect support and that's going to help push us along, but that's not the case. I believe that the way a lot of us will see us really hitting or going through that glass ceiling is our consistency. Our support is awesome, but that's not going to get us to our main goal. We have to be consistent. And so I think that's one of the biggest things that a lot of people kind of get misconceived, is that support is going to do the work, but it's your consistency that does the work. And that's what I'm noticing. Just like you said, a lot of people start businesses and 6 months in they give up, and it's because they didn't have support, or they felt like going anywhere or they didn't have any sales for like a month straight. But it's you being consistent in those times of not having any sales, not having any support, not having anyone repost your business, not having anyone hand out your flyers, so I really think that's something that I was like, oh, okay. I understand.
And it's funny you said support and encouragement. Did you find when you were in the conception of this and you were talking about, oh, I think I want to do skincare products, and oh, I think I may want to name it Skin Intimacy, everybody was like, go girl, go girl, go girl, go. And when you finally put your first product in a bottle and you're like, hey, I finally got it, there's like, oh, really? Did you notice that the momentum died down as soon as the dream became live?
So with me starting this business, I actually didn't talk about it at all. I think I told my husband, I told my mom and my sister and my best friend, and that was it. Because I know that sometimes people can be dream killers sometimes, if it doesn't
Absolutely.
equal up to what they should be doing, they don't really root for you, or they're like you said, they'll root you on until you start it, and then it's crickets. They're nowhere to be found. So I think over time I've learned to kind of keep some of my babies quiet or keep them hidden until it's time for me to go forward with it. Because when I'm in that moment of kind of getting something together, I don't really want to hear any outside noise or anything that would kind of deter me from where I'm trying to go. So I think that was the case, but I know many women who are entrepreneurs, and I've heard them say that, like, everyone seemed to be rooting for me. And now that I've started my business, I don't have anyone, still encouraging me, or everyone's kind of like, well, you're not making any sales. So maybe you should give it a break for a minute, So I can definitely say that I kind of kept a little quiet before I got started.
Okay, everybody, you hear that? This is your baby. And for women that have had children, you don't say anything until the first 3 months. I know,
That's right.
coming from a Southern household,
That's
you don't
right.
say nothing. You keep your mouth shut for the first 3 months. So,
That's
how
right.
about this? When you decide you're going to start a business, keep your mouth shut for 3 months. Do your research for 3 months. Plan out what you're going to do for 3 months. And then if you want to say something, say it.
That's right.
This is your baby. You have to treat it. You have to protect it. You have to protect
Baby
it.
at all costs. Absolutely.
Let us know what's the next big thing we can expect from Skin Intimacy Cosmetics.
Man, well, I am working on finding cleansers. I'm doing a lot of research on cleansers, and there are many different types of cleansers out there. Oil-based cleansers, foam cleansers, no foam, or no lathering cleansers. So it's a lot to choose from. So I am doing research on that, and I think I might have some masks coming really, really soon. So that might be the next thing coming up for Skintimacy.
And you see, with us wearing these masks, like I know the skin around my mouth and my cheeks dry out quicker because they're always covered.
Covered. Oh gosh, always. Yep. So we
So
have some type of way to kind of pamper ourselves and get our skin back to pre-COVID when we didn't have any
right,
masks.
right. I tell everybody, so I feel like I'm walking around COVID ugly because I can't wear my lashes the way I want to. I keep my eyeliner, my mask. I'm not wearing my lipstick. So I'm like, this is my COVID ugly. I can't wait to go back. But I think I'm just going to go back to the lashes and the eyeliner. And I'm going to look and see if there's somebody that has smudge proof lipstick because I can't keep doing this.
Yeah, if you can do it up from the nose up, then you're good. As take your mask off, they will never know. And that's what I did working at a doctor's office. They're like, oh, you must have your makeup on. I'm like, no, I just have my brows and my lashes, and that's it. From the mask down, I might look rough, but from the mask up, I'm work presentable. So that's what I did.
I'm going to take your advice on that. I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be nose up pretty.
Yep.
Yes. Tell us how we can contact you, how we can get these fabulous products.
Yes, ma'am. You can purchase at www.skintimacyco.com. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram at Skintimacy Co. So that's Skintimacy Co. That's on Facebook and Instagram, and my products are available on both sites.
Wonderful. Thank you for joining me, Jania, telling us all about Skin Intimacy products. I have been your host, Yvonne, the Motivated Man. You've been listening to Determined Women of Destiny. This show is sponsored by Slinger Haskell Funeral Home. My creative producer is Rudy J. Breedy. Until next time, good people, keep doing what you're doing until what you're doing gets done. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings.